What is good, berry enjoyers? We have three constant berry
fuck?
enjoyers right here. I ain't
This
gonna hold you
intro is
up.
ass. Why did I give you the permission to
Not at
make an
all.
intro?
What do you mean? It's a berry enjoyer. That's what we are. Are
Man.
You gotta hit him with the. You gotta hit
Man,
him with
I
the.
did not
Berry
enjoy
Brigade?
that mid-ass show.
Bro, you
What
gotta
the
hit him.
fuck?
I'm just
What?
kidding. I'm just kidding.
You gotta hit him with the. Oh wow.
Oh wow, that's
You're
spoilers.
only
man.
3 seconds in. Why are you spoiling it that fast?
Listen, if you're joining this podcast right now, Barry podcast spoilers for Barry the TV show. Bill Hader,
Man,
HBO
Bill
spoilers.
Hader killed that shit. Oh my
I ain't gonna lie.
fucking god.
yeah.
I guess we can start from the very beginning. We all watched it like kind of at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm. TikTok
Yeah.
recommended me that shit so often through these fire-ass edits. Same with Peaky Blinders right now. I started the show today just because suddenly all these edits come in. Like TikTok wants you to watch this show. I feel the manipulation, but I'm fine with it.
Bro,
Okay,
it's like-
Barry is fire. I'm fine with it.
Peaky Midlers.
Man, we'll see about that. I don't even know if it's good.
Nah, I heard that shit
I
was
hear-
good. I heard only saying things that show is good, I think. I ain't
No.
gonna-
Oh,
I
man.
hear it's really good if you're like a 18-year-old white boy with the country club pass. I hear it's fine for
Bro, that's like 50% me, okay? So I might kind of enjoy it.
this guy. Probably.
We'll see about
I
that.
do have to say though,
Probably
I ain't gonna
that
lie.
shit.
As we continue this podcast right now, I really hope that anybody who walks past me on this beach boardwalk, I'm not watching Barry right now, and it's caught up because I'm about to spoil the fuck out of this show.
Yeah, so
They're gonna be
definitely.
mad as hell if they hear some random dude say that.
And for those watching, ample spoilers ahead. Obviously, like I don't know. If watch it, okay, highly recommended. Watch it, okay. That portion is over, okay. I don't want to have like drop a synopsis or anything. If you're watching this, I hope you know about the show.
Yeah, that nigga dies at the end. If you still here,
Man,
oh, no.
I didn't even know that. No, I'm playing. I'm No, but we can start
that
from
show
the very beginning, I guess. Yeah, like
It was strong from the very beginning. Like
True.
I've never really heard of a plot like that ever in my life. This shit was crazy.
mm-hmm.
Like the whole hitman turned actor, crazy.
Yeah, from the first scene, like I guess literally the first like 30 seconds, you see bro just finished killing a person in a hotel, and it's just like, damn, what kind of roller coaster type beat am I walking myself into?
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like 30-minute episodes as well. I think that's what kind of drew me into it as well, because my sister's been begging me to watch that for like months at this point. I think maybe like at least 2 months. The show ended like last month. Last month would be June 2023 for anybody watching this later. So yeah, she's been begging me to watch it. I watched it in a clean 3 days of the entire series because there's only 32 episodes, and like I said, each one is about 30 minutes, so you can easily watch that out in like 2 days.
Same, to be honest. Like, it's sometimes difficult to watch shows with episodes that last an hour, okay? So that's why I was able to just go binge through The Bear or Barry or Abbott Elementary. Like, those shows, it's just a very easy watch, okay? You don't have to like commit hard to it. And it doesn't feel like there's just, these episodes are too like it doesn't feel like it's missing. Like they know what to put in those 30-minute episodes, okay? So it's always interesting. It's never too much or too little, at least in my opinion.
No, it gets straight to the point. That's what I think kind of makes it a little bit better than Breaking Bad in that aspect, is that you're not sitting there for like an entire hour, like just trying to see what the fuck's gonna happen. Like it's straightforward. It hits every single story point throughout that 30 minutes, and then the outro plays, and you're like, nah, fuck, I'm gonna watch one more. Like it's like fucking eating candy or some shit. Like you just want to keep going over and over and over again, because it's like every single episode. I think you said this, Pam, but like every time an episode ends, it's some wild shit. You're like, nah,
exactly, bro. I watched both like season 1 and 2 in one day, okay? Obviously, like it doesn't take too much time, but it was just so interesting. I had to, continue watching, even though I had other shit to do. But that's just what a good show does to you. But I mean, yeah, to go into this show specifically, season 1, one of the best seasons of any TV show, in my opinion. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and maybe like oversell it, okay? It is very good. Maybe you have different preferences, but I think we all, and even like the people like Jazz, okay, Jazz also started, and I think he finished season 1, I believe. He also said like phenomenal season 1, very strong opener, I guess, to the entire series, and it only, I feel like it only gets better. Okay, sure, you can say like some aspects of the earlier seasons were better. I've seen people say I enjoyed it more when Barry, you know, was killing more people. Okay, maybe they enjoyed like that part of him. But that's just disregarding his entire development, okay? Even like at the very end, he was gonna go to the police, okay, and give up. That's this whole character arc, okay, you're following. So that, I guess, I mean, we will talk about the ending later on, but just, you know, to briefly mention it, I feel like the only people who didn't enjoy season 4, and especially the ending, were the ones who were watching it for the action alone. Like, you ignore the entire development, okay? I've seen people, you know, trying to trash talk the ending, but then you realize they don't really understand it when they start elaborating. I guess if you're in for the action, season 4 is maybe not it, but apart from that, I feel like it only gets better.
One thing that kind of took me off guard in season 1 is I did not expect that cop to die that fast. Like, I thought she's gonna be like in every single episode, and like she's gonna be one of the ones to catch him at the end. But the fact that she died first season, I was like, what the fuck? That caught me so off guard.
They would at least drag it to maybe at least the second season, maybe like a second season cliffhanger, and the rest of the series, like the last 2 seasons. It's 4 seasons total. Will be like, I guess, the repercussions from that. But I was pleasantly surprised, bro. They deaded her, bro. They deaded her.
Yeah, that shit was fucking crazy, because it just seems like one of those legacy characters, and it's like the show really makes you think like, how is he gonna get out of the situation? But then somehow it makes sense every single time of how he gets out of that shit. Like her being killed by the Chechen Empire or whatever the fuck. It makes sense. Like, it's not just shoehorned in. I like that.
Yeah. And it's also, I guess, important to never forget that this series is also a comedy, okay? So if you watch it and you forget about it, okay, some moments are really unserious. Like the entire fight against the karate guy, whatever his name was, okay? Like it's just comedy mainly, okay? Sure, it's like still an important situation, okay? Barry wants to, you know, kill this guy or get rid of him, but it's still presented comedically, and that's a lot of scenes, okay? Even those serious moments have comedy in them, and I feel like this show mixes up comedy and drama very well. It never goes too far in any of those aspects, okay? So it's never completely serious or just or completely comedic and forgets about stakes and all. I think it balances it all out.
Absolutely. It's like in a way that, like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I think I tried to the other day. Like, it's just a surreal show. Like, it would take place inside the real world, but it was just like so goofy that you look at it like, what is happening right now? Like, this guy's supposed to be a serious hitman with PTSD from Afghanistan war, and he's in here getting hit by nunchucks by some guy who can't breathe. Like, it's just crazy scenario.
Not a single of those hitmen that came around were competent. Like, none of them.
Yeah.
Especially the last ones are just, you know, complete jokes, okay? They got a podcast, okay? They review gadgets, even though it doesn't make sense. You don't see the gadgets. So they're just stupid.
Like,
and then during the assassination attempt, he's just making all these weird faces because I don't know what the fuck was going on. And then he pulls out one of those gadgets that, according to Hank, don't work, and it really doesn't work and explode in his hands.
It's just so stupid, dog.
Yeah. Or even like...
Show. Oh, Ben, go ahead.
No, go on.
Okay, so what I was, one of the things about the entire show also, I guess on the topic of Hitman 2, I feel like we definitely realized by like the first few episodes into the first season, but even as the seasons went by, you really saw how like insane Barry was when it came to like being like a skilled sharpshooter, because like his training with like in the military, and you know, I guess just being able to being a hitman like as a job. You see bro skills, like, I mean, it's insane to the point where like obviously you kind of forget, you know, Barry with this like average looking like, you know, 30-something-year-old man, you know, you wouldn't second guess, you know, maybe thinking he has any type of skills shooting or like a sharpshooter skills, whatever. You just are, you're common man walking down the street, but like it's kind of insane, like seeing the skills. And I guess that's kind of where I wanted to kind of transition into talking about, mainly the whole thing of, I think Pan, you probably mentioned it earlier, or maybe it was Apollo, but after he kills Janice, like the cop that we were talking about, after he kills Janice at the end of the first season, he doesn't kill anybody in the second season until the very last episode. And I didn't honestly realize that at first. I know at the end of the first episode of the last episode of the first season, he does the whole, he's gonna stop killing starting now. It's like a whole trope in the show and everything like that. So, and I didn't realize until maybe like season 3, I think maybe they mentioned or whatever, that like he literally went an entire season without killing. It was just, I feel like that's definitely, as each season progressed, that's where each season got a little bit more darker and darker. And the fact that he didn't kill a single person in the entire second season until the last episode of the season finale, when he shut up the monastery where Fuchs was hiding out. Fuchs is his mentor. He was hiding out or whatever, and he like shot he was precise with the shots, and it was like insane. Bro took out the entire monastery. All those people he trained, that like teenager, like looked up to him, it had no remorse.
Nigga smiled at him. That shit was so sad.
I mean,
Barry.
He warned him. He said, be serious about it, okay? If you falter for even a second, you're dead, and it happened, okay?
But he didn't know that was Barry going crazy in the building. He thought it was some crazy man. So when he saw Barry, he was like, yo,
Barry is a crazy man.
But that was like his father figure.
I don't know. Okay, see, Taco said Barry looks like an average 30-year-old. I guess if you never interact with him, I guess. But bro, he is making those faces, okay? If you see someone IRL just randomly do these faces or look like that, maybe, leave. Maybe run away. I don't know.
1,000%, bro. You won't catch me within a whole 3 states minimum away from that type of people.
Yeah,
but I think the crazy thing was what I heard last night is that everybody that dies in this show is either for Barry or by Barry. Like they're all fighting over him. They're all fighting because of him. They're all fighting because Fuchs is like trying to get him. Like Barry kills everybody in that show, even if he doesn't do it. Like they all die because of him. Like if he would have never went to LA, there'd be so many lives that weren't lost.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And even, wait, you also said in season 2 he never killed. Isn't that similar to season 4? I'm not entirely sure if it's the entire season, but as soon as the time skip begins, okay, we all thought it's a dream at first, but it's real, I guess. After the time skip, he never shoots a single bullet. And even in the finale, when he goes into the shop like guns, okay, like, I don't know, in typical American fashion probably, he doesn't shoot. Like it's he comes there and it's all already settled. Okay, Fuchs the goat has done it again, and
the Raven.
Yeah, and
I think it was a nobody.
And then he gets shot.
Nah, he's a goat, bro.
He didn't do anything. All he did was not snitch.
Bro, Fuchs killed all the Chechens. What do you mean?
No, you gotta think
No,
about
he
it,
did
bro.
not. He killed he killed Hank.
I mean, his men did, okay? So give it some
No,
credit.
but you gotta think about this. I guess as we talk more about Fuchs, like when it comes to Fuchs, from the very beginning, bro literally survived everything. He survived getting kidnapped by the Chechens. He survived getting I think I got kidnapped twice or whatever. Anyways, he survived all of that. He survived the torture. They pulled his damn tooth out in the garage. Literally, when Barry came to go rescue him or whatever, I thought it was the cops coming in on the Chechens, but it was Barry, and bro was mad precise with the shots. He survived that. Barry didn't kill him there. Barry still wanted, obviously Barry hated his ass and wanted him out of his life. That's why he drove him to the airport right away to tell him to leave. But the thing is, I have to admire, even though his character essentially did nothing, he was just a guy in a chair, like any other movie or TV show. But at the end of the day, I feel like obviously this entire show wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Fuchs, because Fuchs was the one that basically took Barry in, that showed Barry everything, the lifestyle, the jobs, and everything like that. Fuchs is the reason they stayed in LA. Fuchs is all this, and even when Fuchs left LA, Fuchs came back, and Fuchs is still the harbor of the issues, the reason for all these issues and everything like that. But guess what? Fuchs still survived. At the end of the day, I do have to say Fuchs is the GOAT. That's the first thing I thought. One of the three things I thought of when I saw that last episode. Fuchs literally had a whole damn battle royale tower, like a tower fucking defense with damn Hank, like, you know, Hank shooting rockets or whatever the fuck that was. Like, literally, it was a whole ass war for like a clean 10 minutes, and it was insane. And obviously, it wasn't Fuchs doing all that. It was just Fuchs like being in charge of all that, surviving. And at the end of it, I forgot who said, I think somebody called him a roach or something, or maybe it was like online that I saw someone called him like a roach, because at the end, you know, he just survived. You know, he all through all that bullshit. You know, even though Barry's dead, even though, you know, Hank's dead, all this type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Fuchs survived, and Fuchs did his time in prison. I think it was like 8 years at times. They said 8 to 10 years. Fuchs did his time in prison, became a whole new, you know, caricature of what he wasn't before, because he kept, oh, I'm the Raven.
Yeah.
But the thing is, one of the most important things that he came to realize is who he actually was. Even though he could put on this persona of the Raven and everything, he gave all buff, he might not be the one doing the actual killing at all. He has people working for him. But he said what he said to the Hank in that final, like, you know, monologue, I guess, it was one of the best things I've seen on TV in the longest time. Basically told him that, like, you know, hey, I know who I am. I'm like, you know, I'm basically calling himself like a bad person. He knows he's not a good person. He's a degenerate, basically. He just, you know, basically like a snake in a sense, but he knows who he is. And yeah, I think that's why Fuchs is the GOAT. But I guess if you guys want to get into this topic as well, but everyone on the show who accepted who they were, or who knew who they were and accepted it and was like understood that part of themselves, whether it's like their actions or behaviors or them as a person, survived. Those who didn't died, or maybe those who did but way too late.
Yeah,
they died as well.
I was about to say, like, Barry at the very end, you know, I mean, he still didn't sound very serious, okay? Like, he really at the end didn't want to go to the police, but Sally convinced him, right?
It wasn't that he was like regretting his actions. It was honestly just for, like, I feel like he definitely did it just so Sally could be happy. He didn't do it out of the kindness of going hard, like,
yeah,
oh, you know, I gotta pay for my sins. No, not at all. He only did that just so, you know, Sally wouldn't, you know, feel bad, or just so he wouldn't put an innocent man in jail. Not because he feels bad about it. It's just because, you know, other people will be affected by it. And I feel like in that moment, motherfucker's a damn
man. Barry didn't learn a damn thing.
The entire fucking show, everything was because of selfish reasons. Like, even at the end, he was trying to convince himself that God is telling him to kill somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I was going to mention that. Listening to all those podcasts, and then as soon as he gets this one, I don't fucking know what that podcast was about, saying killing is not a sin, he's like, yeah, that works. That works for me. And then he leaves.
Apparently the voice of that podcast is also Bill Hader.
Oh.
No way.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Is that podcast then even real?
Himself saying it. Hell no. I think the entire show was just PTSD. Like, half of that shit made no fucking sense. Like, what was that girl doing? Like, can we just talk about that one episode?
She was trained. I mean, she was trained to be a killing machine. Okay, that's all there is to it.
That episode was ass. I did not like that episode.
Yeah, that was the episode that got them the Emmy.
Really?
I mean, it fits it really fits the comedy genre. Okay, Barry was nominated for the comedy category. Like, they didn't even really look at the drama, but I guess there were many other drama shows. I don't know, but
not necessarily that. They also do it because to kind of get like a loophole for the genre. Because if Barry gets stacked against all the drama shows that were out since Barry was out, like, I'll just give you a quick example. Like, the Emmys were just announced, and Barry was nominated, of course, for a majority of the comedy categories. And it is still considered a comedy in their eyes, because, like, it fits the requirements. But the thing is, all the drama shows that are up for awards, it's Succession, it's Better Call Saul, it's The White Lotus, House of Dragon, all that bullshit. That Barry, as amazing as Barry is, and Barry is probably better than 99% of those shows, Barry would never win stacked against those types of shows. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what it feels.
She had to go against Dave in Atlanta and won instantaneously.
Was Beef there? Like, nominated?
Beef, I think
think-
Beef was nominated for like a limited series thing.
Okay, yeah, because Beef is like only
so.
drama, and it was very big a couple months ago when it was airing. But yeah, whatever. You're completely right. I guess that's why they had to put it up for the comedy.
And I mean, everybody in that show is a comedian. Like Bill Hader does comedy more than actual drama. The older dude, I'm forgetting his name right, Henry Winkler. That nigga's been in nothing but like Adam Sandler movies up until now. Like they're all comedic actors.
Nah, he's the GOAT, bro.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, he was in like Waterboy, Click. Like he was in a lot of Adam Sandler movies. It's like the funny dad or some shit. Yeah. And now he's in this crazy ass dramatic role where the nigga goes through 25 different character arcs.
I feel like we definitely have to make a separate video on like talking about, I don't know what kind of pod that would be, or just talking about how in like so many shows, like comedy actors almost always do amazing and even better at drama. Why is it that comedy actors do amazing at drama? Like
they're all depressed.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That works.
Like Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston was fucking the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, and fucking Bob Odenkirk. You know, Better Call Saul. He did like he's a comedian. He's like his entire life is just comedy. So a bunch of these comedians making these drama shows, and it's honestly such a great thing. It's like it feels so great because, you know, it takes so much talent and so much like you know, skill to be able to be that good in a dramatic role when you've done comedy in your entire life. So I really respect that.
Even I think you brought up True Detective last night. Like even Vince Vaughn, I think, is the main character inside that, and he was in nothing but like romantic comedy movies back then. So like, I think they can just tap into really, really dark stuff because comedians' lives are just honestly extremely dark. Like that's why they do comedy and shit, because they want people to laugh at that shit. So they're able to tap into those things.
Yeah, I mean that sounds plausible. Yeah, it makes sense, I guess. Like you're not gonna be super funny if your life is perfect and you're all fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But I gotta ask here, okay? Because I think Tak already told me, okay? But if you had to make like a top 5 characters for Barry, okay? What would your top 5 look like? I'm interested.
Top 5.
You got it.
I'd probably have a number 1, most likely, maybe
you can
tie
pick
between Barry and NoHo Hank, honestly.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say you can pick Barry.
I think I got Hank at number 1 because that nigga just is funny in every single damn scene that he's in. Like that.
I don't know. He stayed there for the entire time. Was funny as hell, bro. Before you go on, I have to mention this scene, okay? I don't know if it's on purpose, maybe not, but it's kind of still funny because I read a TikTok comment on it. The scene where he shoots the rocket, okay, in season 4, and it doesn't land, okay? They only have one rocket, and why? Because they, cut the budget, like budget cuts and shit, like saving up money. But then the rocket also doesn't explode. So it's like they also cut the budget and didn't add an explosion, okay? Like it's as if it's a double layer joke, but I don't know if that's intentional.
Yeah, they really got the budget, and COVID and shit was going on, so they probably really didn't have no fucking money to do a real rocket at all. But yeah, I mean, it's just like the thing I like, I guess, going into the top 5 characters. The thing I like about this show is that it really was realistic in the way that, you know how Breaking Bad, like some characters would just seem damn near invincible, like there's no way they could survive that shit. And this show was like anybody could die. Like they were killing off any and everybody. Like if they were projected to die, then they'd probably be dead within the next 3 episodes. Like everybody except Hank. Like Hank was the only character that there's just you're not surviving 4 seasons of that. There's no fucking way. I think almost died 10 trillion times, but he just, of course, was just, I guess is him. I guess. I mean,
Barry's in the same boat. He was sitting in his room, and the fucking assassin sniper from outside was missing like 5 shots. Okay, before Barry realized what was happening. Barry was sitting still.
That shit was, and he like there was multiple times where Barry just walked up to the fucking killer and was like, "Yo, what are you doing, dog?"
Yeah.
like while dude's still trying to reload and shit. Like there's multiple times
Barry
that shit
sitting in his car, 2 bikers coming like, is that the guy? That is him, right? Like, look at it, look at the picture. This is him, right? Like, what the fuck is happening? Just shoot.
Yeah. And the 2 mom and son that tried to kill him, he ended up killing the mom by accident.
Oh my god.
We never saw what happened with that. He just shot the mom and then they drove away. And Barry's like, what?
She shot the son. Shot the son.
Yeah, she shot the son. Yeah.
Oh,
But then
yeah.
what happened with that? Did they die?
I mean, just open to interpretation. No, she probably survives. Okay, it wasn't like completely lethal. I think if he's fast and goes to the hospital, like arrives there, there's
that might be GG's.
Maybe it's GG's. If it's GG's, then that's pretty ironic. Okay, but I don't know. They
probably got Hank. I probably got Barry at number 1, crazy character arc. Hank at number 2. Mr. Kusno at number 3. Number 4, I might have honestly liked I liked Hank's, I forgot his name right now. Hank's husband or Hank's boyfriend. I liked him a lot.
Oh.
Who?
Cristobal.
Yeah. I liked him, and I liked the fact that he like wanted to get out of it at the very end. Like, if he didn't do that, I probably wouldn't like his character as much. But like, his character was basically like saying, "I don't want to do this stuff, and I'd be completely happy with just selling sand as long as I'm with you." So I like that arc, and I probably got Sally at number 5.
Bro hates Fuchs. I knew it.
From my list.
Fuchs is cool.
What?
I probably switched Fuchs for Sally, honestly. Yeah.
What?
All right, I'm gonna go
number 5. I probably got Fuchs. Okay, Fuchs probably be number 4, but I definitely got Barry, Hank, and Kusno above Fuchs.
No, that's fine. It's a good top 5.
All right, let me hit you with my top 5 real quick.
Oh shit! Okay, here it comes.
Barry, obviously number 1. Number 2, obviously, is gonna be Kusno. He, Loki, like the arc that character goes through, and just for him at the end to be like essentially the villain and getting arrested for life, and Barry being buried with all honors. That's the most insane, crazy shit, especially for the fact that if he didn't, like, I mean, he knew that Barry was going to turn himself in, because by that time he would have been in the room, because there was like a millisecond later that Barry got shot when he said he's going to turn himself in. So he knew, but he still wanted the satisfaction of killing Barry. But yeah, Kusno's my number 2. Number 3 is going to have to be Fuchs, definitely Fuchs. Number 4, I'm going to go with, should I put number 4?
But I guess the Karate Girl, yes.
Not at all. I could say, I think Sally. Sally was probably number 4, and even though Sally might be seen as some like a plain and boring character, I actually really like Sally's, arcs and like how Sally was portrayed, and honestly, because that's like, I feel like out of all the characters, hers was the most realistic, because she was just like a struggling actor. She just wanted to make it, and she did, she did star in that show that went on fucking fake ass HBO Max, Peacock, but that shit got canceled immediately.
Well, to be fair, Sally is still an ass, okay? It's not that she's nice.
Yeah, that's true. And then after she started writing for a shitty show, while her like friend started doing like the best new show or whatever. So at the end of the day, her whole like arc at the very end, her like the story, how she was going, she was just shitty for her. Like even after the time script with Barry in fucking Bumblefuck, Minnesota or wherever that was, she was like a waitress, like a hostess or whatever. So he literally could have nothing. Nothing went right her way. She hated her life in the future. She was not a good mother. Like she said to her own son, like she couldn't love that son because of what she had done in the past and the whole thing with Barry. And it's just like, she was a shell of what she once was. And so I feel like by the end, like how things ended with Sally, it definitely solidified her in my top 5, because even though like her ending is not perfect at all, like she became like a high school teacher and ended up to teach like drama or acting or whatever, which is like obviously not like big Hollywood big shot. Like at one point she had a whole big premiere, she had a standing ovation for her show, and then she just turned to being a teacher like Kusno, and I think that's really cool. And then number 5, honestly, I don't think I have a number 5. Actually, my number 5, I'm gonna say a character who was in the show maybe for like 3-4 episodes, and it's gonna be Albert. Albert,
Yeah, who's
Barry's
that?
Einstein.
Barry's friend from the military. The
Oppenheimer?
one. No,
Oh,
Barry's,
the Asian dude.
yeah, the FBI. I think he's an FBI.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he's cool. Yeah, he's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. I didn't expect him to come back. That was kind of a plot twist. I was like, yo, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also I guess for people that don't know, if you've ever watched Prison Break, he was like that dude from like season 5, like the Asian kid, like with the long hair. That's him, and he was like a nothing character back then. Like his character was a rat or whatever. So I guess to see him acting in this, I haven't ever seen him act in anything else. So seeing him act in this and seeing how great he did in this show, like honestly, that was such a like gratifying moment. And not only him, but also Janice's dad was also in Prison Break. But that's besides the point. So I would put Albert number 5 just because for the fact that Albert was in like honestly the best, one of my favorite, probably my top 3 scenes of Barry of the whole entire show, and that's gonna be when he confronts Barry after Barry's trying to bury one of the
fire
bikers
scene.
Sally killed.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
he
that
breaks that nigga's fucking mental state. That was crazy.
Yeah, that scene was insane.
seeing him act that out, it was honestly he should have been nominated for an Emmy for that. Honestly, I forget that
like you see Barry in control all the time throughout the entire series, and that was the one single moment where like he was scared out of his mind, and he was basically fighting his fucking demons. Because this is the one thing that's like he's been thinking about him to get him into this state his whole fucking time, and now the dude he's been thinking about is about to kill him.
No, not even that. It's like the dude's thinking about just tells him to stop. That like, oh, this like gives Barry a free pass. Like basically, he's not going to pursue Barry because he saved Albert in the military, so Albert could have his daughter, see his daughter, or whatever. So I feel that was such one of the top 3 scenes of the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think Albert gets my number 5 pick. Unpopular opinion, I never liked NoHo Hank. I think he's funny. I think honestly it's just because he worked a lot better obviously season 1 and 2, but I feel like things really dragged out season 3 and 4, and it's as the show got more darker, his arc was not dark. His arc was just like still funny. He's the funny dude, the comedic relief, and honestly just trying to mesh those two together, like those two genres together, even though the show got so right by the end, it just didn't work for me, especially for the fact that his arc with Cristobal, it was so like short, like after like right before the time skip and also after the time skip, like where I'm supposed to feel like he's, even though there's been an 8-year time skip, I'm supposed to feel like sad or bad that he killed Cristobal, and this whole him almost crying when he's talking to Fuchs in that final episode. I'm supposed to feel bad because I feel so bad because he feels so guilty, when like in reality it was like 2 or 3 episodes apart from when Cristobal is killed to that scene, like the last episode. Like, so honestly, if there was either this happened earlier or there was another season that could kind of stretch that out, like, so there's like could be a little bit more emotional weight to it, because honestly there was literally no emotional weight to it. Well, like, obviously it is sad. Like, I do think their dynamic was pretty cool, for a comedy show.
Yeah, like I kind of didn't like the time skip for that reason, because like you didn't get to really see anybody grow. It kind of like, where time skips are basically for like, just to show that there's amount of time, and obviously we know it was 8 years because his son was 8 years old, but it was just kind of like we missed the growth for a lot of characters. Like all of a sudden Kusno is in like doing meditation stuff in a different country, and we don't know where the fuck Sally and Barry are right now. There's some desert or some shit. Fuchs is just now getting out of jail. We just kind of like skip a lot of stuff, but it ended up like making up for it. Like I liked the finale, but the time skip kind of caught me off guard a little bit at first. I thought it was a dream, honestly.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same. I think the main thing that made people, and me too, think it's a dream is that it's in the desert, okay? And the show always uses this kind of desert to signify to us that this happens in Barry's mind. Like everything that he imagines or anything happening inside of him is, portrayed as this desert with only those people or those objects or whatever that are important to him or central to him in this specific moment. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that anyway, like, as one because I feel like that's just an interesting, important point. But yeah, whatever. Like I forgot my top 5. I don't know, not really anything special. Just fucking. Let me think. Barry, Gene, Kusuno definitely, Fuchs, Hank, and Sally. Just the man. I don't know. I feel like they are better than the like most side characters. Though Taco, you made definitely a good point. Maybe Albert is above Sally for me. I don't know. He was there for a couple episodes, but he really made a strong impression, and was part of one of the best scenes.
I might add the assassin that was in the first season, the old man. I might add him to my top 5. Fuchs. The old ass nigga that blasted himself.
Man, that unserious scene.
Nah, that was crazy.
Why did everybody from that fucking country suck? Like every time they always hyped him, like, nah.
Everybody was saying that their assassins are ass.
Yeah, Chechnya or whatever.
Oh yeah. It's just saying everybody that they brought from the country in the show sucks. Not everybody from Chechnya. Please don't cancel me, please.
Yeah, that's Russia, bro. You're cooked.
You're
what
cooked.
The fuck? No way. But, how did the Russian and stuff line up, man?
They talked less and less as the show went on, because we didn't see the Chechens as much as in season 1. Definitely in season 1, it's hard to understand sometimes, but so was the German in the last season. Like the after the torture interrogation, whatever you want to call it, from is the policewoman Janice? Is that her name? I forgot. From the dad.
Yeah.
Like he was suddenly talking in German, okay, when he went back to his wife, okay. So I barely heard the German out there. Like so I guess the different languages, I don't know. You need to work on that, but I guess it works out as long as it sounds Russian to non-native speakers. It's fine. It's the same with English, I guess.
Yeah, they always just put the accent on and be saying bullshit.
Yeah.
Probably none of the words make sense to like actual somebody that speaks the language. Like, what the fuck are they saying?
Matako, I because you watched Sopranos, okay? I feel like all these desert scenes reminded me of how Sopranos does it for Tony, because Tony also has similar scenes, okay? It's like these dream sequences, and it's always in those familiar places, and then some weird shit always happens. It just reminded me of that. I just like when shows do that, like have a character suddenly be in just an, I don't know, empty place, wherever. Okay, it's just something that's close to them. And this desert, I guess, if I had to interpret it, probably reminds Barry of his war, because the war also happened in the desert. And then we have a scene where he imagines like everyone who survived goes back home, and he only has Fuchs who's waiting for him. And then it's just this empty place. So it's always just this, and you always come back to it. So even like the finale with him living with Sally and his son in that house, it's just a house in the middle of nowhere. I don't buy it. Like I really don't think that's real. The house, like their life, probably is real, but we don't see the actual place. It's just what Barry imagines. Like this is the only important thing to him, and everything else doesn't matter. That's just all of it.
I think this one scene, I think it might have been I forget if I think it was the start of season 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the start of season 3. I'm trying to think.
I forgot what season 3 begins.
So wait, so season 4 is when Barry's in jail, right? Yeah. So okay, so season 3, the way season 3 begins, I think it's a little time skip between the end of the second season. Oh yeah, the end of the second season and the beginning of the third season, I think. But basically, I'm pretty sure how it starts is Barry's all back at that place, in that desert place, and he's with 2 guys. One guy that the first guy like hired him to kill, and then they suddenly make amends. Oh, I don't want him killed anymore, but we're good now. And Barry kills them both. I think that scene solidified the fact that I don't think that where he was. I mean, what was happening was real. Like he was somewhere like going to kill this guy and like bury him or whatever. But the thing is, the setting itself, what we see is not what it actually is. I think that's definitely there. Barry just tapes himself back to a place, and obviously he immediately kills those two. But the thing is, there's some things that don't make sense. I don't think Barry would bring like someone that hires him to like the hit and like just so they can talk, just so he gets killed at the end.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen. So that's also, I feel like that scene itself maybe like a dream in itself. But even if it did happen, I do think it was definitely in a different location because it's back at this desert. And going back to the Albert scene, that's like that whole where they were, it added so much to like the tenseness of it. It added so much. That's why it's one of my favorite scenes. That scene, and also the scene on the beach where everybody, I think it's in season 3, where everybody that Barry's ever killed is on the beach, just standing, and like
Oh yeah.
even I think what's his name? I think Chris, like his buddy from the military that he killed in the car. Yeah, like Barry was like saw him, like he waved, and Chris was just giving him the side eye and just like basically his face just saying like what the hell are you doing here? Like not even fuck you, but like he's like what the hell are you doing here type of beat. Like nobody here wants to see you type of beat. So yeah, I feel like that those scenes in particular. So back with you were saying, Fan, about the whole Sopranos, because I mean Apollo and anyone listening, if you don't know, in Sopranos, sometimes there's like kind of dream sequences or hallucination-ish sequences where like Tony Soprano is just like in a desert or like on a beach or boardwalk or whatever. He like sees stuff, he imagines stuff. But yeah, so I definitely think those scenes, and in particular with Albert, definitely helped, I guess, the viewer see the show in its like best capacity, which is like that's basically. I mean,
those things are like technically inside of his mind, right? Like all the stuff that you see, like an empty space or something like that, like that's the character's brain and what they're going through, right?
Yeah, I feel like that has to be it. Because realistically, why would he be in this desert, okay, like all this time?
Yeah.
Like, sure, if he's alone, it's a dead giveaway. But when I don't know, it's
there's neighbors that are playing baseball and shit. Like, they're just not gonna be in a fucking desert.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, that's when he's in the middle of nowhere. But I think, especially what's also a telling fact, like in those other scenes when he like buries the body or whatever, like that one place before time skip. I don't think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if there's any place in California or near Los Angeles which is like just desert. I feel like this desert is more to like Nevada and like landing closer to there. But I don't think Barry would drive hours and hours away from home, from LA, to go bury a body. Maybe it would be like an hour max. But I mean, to my knowledge,
there's desert probably more in like Southern California than Northern. I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't live over there,
but even still, will you really drive that far to get rid of something? It's I don't know. Barry has those skills, but like technically speaking, he isn't that professional when it comes to this job. He does way too many mistakes, and somehow he still survives. So him doing all that, just I don't know, kind of out of character, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like he only drove Janice like down the fucking street and hit her behind like a tree or some shit. So
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you could say it's like it was a desperate moment, so he wanted to check, like, have something, either close by, but then so much time passed, and he never changed location. I don't know, it's kind of, it has to be dream sequences, like, there's no other way, and I feel like when shows do that, and if they do it well, then it's just a good way to give the viewer a better understanding of a character's inner conflict. It's not just telling. It is this basic thing of show don't tell. It's really just imagery, metaphors, and if you know what you're doing, and Barry obviously this entire show knows what it wants to do and what it wants to be, similar to, as I said, Sopranos. I'm not sure if Breaking Bad has these scenes, but yeah, that's why I said Sopranos. If they do it well, it just makes the show better, as Taco said before.
Yeah, Breaking Bad don't really tackle mental health that much. I mean, from what I remember, like I just know, that there's mad conflict going on around him, but it never really tackles like how he's feeling inside his mind. I don't think. I think the only scene we see from that is like when he's like down there laughing inside that cellar or some shit. He starts screaming and shit because Skylar fucked him over, basically.
Yeah, do we wait? We never hear thoughts in Breaking Bad, right? I feel like Jesse is probably the main character in that department when it comes to inner conflict and mental stress though, because he isn't as strong-willed as or strong-minded, whatever you want to call it, as Walter. So you see him going through it at many points, but not like in Barry. Like, you don't go into his mind to really look into it. Obviously, a show doesn't
19.
need to do it, but it's if they do it well, it's good. But I guess
absolutely, that's what I was thinking. Like, most of the stuff that happens inside this show really, like, it kind of just happens, and then you never really hear anything about it. Like, the girl escaped, you never hear anything about what happened with her. They don't kill her or anything. She kind of just escapes and gets away from them. They just like choose and pick when they want to like delve deeper into something, which I really like, because like sometimes that's how life is. Like, you really just won't hear anything else about a certain situation.
And if you really want to go there in terms of interpretations, you could argue that that's all more than just intentional, because Barry also thinks like that. Okay, he's very focused. Everything else doesn't matter. It's just him and the important things, important people around him. I don't know. That's just interpretation. Okay, it's just what you could probably argue with this type of argument. Yeah, but I feel like I said everything I wanted to say. Okay, the ending, doesn't suck. Okay, I saw many people dislike it, but it was mainly people who watched it weekly. Maybe it was a different experience watching it weekly. Like, we didn't watch it like that. We just binged it when it was done. And sure, the time skip caught everyone off guard. But after a while, you just accept it, and it's a good season. It's a good ending for every character. Not necessarily like good as and everyone survived, but everyone has a fitting ending. And then this where the son watches this fuck ass movie.
So funny, dog. Like, I've never seen a show end where the nigga is the good guy technically in everybody's eyes. Like, they always die, or like something always gets found out where everybody knows, like, nah, he was a kingpin or he was crazy, but like he was good. Like, I don't know how the cops got so easily convinced that Kusno was behind everything,
bro.
Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, there's this. This is the comedy side of things. The ending is pretty. I don't know. Can you call it ironic? Probably. Gene, like, if Kusno didn't come back, because he was after the fame, like, you cannot lie. He risked, once again after coming back, he risked his family's life, like his son, once again, just for that fuck ass movie. And he paid the price, lifetime sentence. Like, he is already old. Okay, you're dying in jail or in prison.
The funniest part is, like, the people that played them weren't even Mark Wahlberg or the other guy. Like, it was just a random ass character.
Corny ass movie.
Like, Mark Wahlberg was not inside that shit.
And the son is watching, like, that's peak cinema. Like,
the son forget what the mom said, because she told him, like, yo, your dad's a murderer, dog. Did he forget that because he was a child, I guess?
Maybe. I mean, they never. I don't know if she ever went deeper into it. Obviously, she also doesn't know all the details. Okay, like, she doesn't know all about the Chechens and his backstory, because they didn't have that type of relationship ever. So he watches this movie, which is based on his life, and that's all he knows. Like, he's like, yeah, that has to be fact. Okay, movies don't lie, I guess.
Oh my god!
And then we said before, this whole shit about him having, like, being the good guy in the public eye with full honors, like, that's insane.
He got away scotch-free. He got buried with the best of the best soldiers.
Yeah,
like, full honors is crazy inside the military.
Whatever. Barry goated as character, I guess. Like, he's one of my favorites now, I have to say.
Yeah. For sure. It's just like his character was just so goofy, but like in a good way.
I want to see Bill Hader in more shows now. Like, he has the skills. Okay, like, I only knew him from comedy stuff. Like, I think Superbad, he was one of the cops.
Superbad.
Yeah, he's like famous for that. But I never watched a show where he is the main lead, and that's a movie in general. Maybe I just haven't watched enough of him. Okay, but that was like the first time.
Of comedy stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
Nothing really serious like this. Like, this is obviously his breakout role. Like, him, Bill Hader and Henry Winkler, like, they're gonna be known for these roles, especially like now since it's blowing up because of TikTok. Yeah, they're gonna be crazy out of here.
Probably. But I guess, yeah, we said everything we wanted to say. Go to that show. If you for some reason are here, haven't watched the show, but you got spoiled, I guess still watch it. Okay, we haven't mentioned everything. Okay, we talked about some of our like favorite points and central. You still watch it. Okay, it is a cool experience. Okay, but yeah, who knows who's watching this? But yeah, anything you wanted to say, like for as your final statement or anything?
Nah, I mean, I guess the only interesting point I had left was like the fact that like they were all playing bad actors as extremely good actors. Like I think even that in itself takes a crazy skill to do. Like the fact that you're acting like you're terrible and they all end up becoming huge at the very end. Which I do want to do a tier list very soon because I want to talk about just like how Sally became what she hated, I guess, throughout the entire show. Like she didn't really like how Gene did his coaching at first, and then that's when she ended up coaching people. Like that was crazy,
bro. That entire scene had me, I don't know, cringing. Like she is abusing this one woman, and then she expects the applause that she was used to from Kuzno's class, and I was like, this is abuse. Okay, we're leaving.
Yeah, and it really shows you that like, I guess in your first watch that you're kind of seeing like, yo, Kuzno really killing it as a teacher, but like as the show goes on and it shows like how bad of a person he's been to so many people, then you kind of start seeing like this guy isn't a good person at all. Like he's abusive to his class, but we don't really see that at the very beginning. We just think that's how acting classes are. And then we start seeing all of his acting colleagues like, no, you threw hot tea on my face because I missed a lineup, but fuck you. Like, he's not a good person at all.
True. But yeah, I guess if you don't have anything else to drop, because I mean, I personally, I said everything I wanted to say.
Yeah, I think I'm good too.
Yeah, then, yeah, thank you for watching. This has been Apollo, Taco, and I. Okay, Barry, if you haven't watched it, you're still here. As I said, go watch it or not. I mean, I don't really care. And yeah, see you next time on whatever this channel is gonna upload next.
We'll see you. Peace.